What I want to talk about today is probably one of the best tools we have as educators, and that's assessments. Assessments. Hi, everybody. My name is Kathy Tooley, CEO of Tools for Success, and I wanted to talk about assessments. Really the difference between a summative and a formative assessment. You know, those formative assessments which we lose along the way can feed that summative assessment, which is literally the summary for what we do. My question comes is, how are you using the formative assessments? How is what you're doing daily on a formative assessment, which could be even as small as a check for understanding, driving what you're doing for the summative assessment? And what I really want to spend just a couple minutes talking about is this. The summative assessment has to be written first. Has to be written first. I remember way back in my teaching days, I'm going to date myself here a little bit, where we had common assessments, summative assessments that we used as a department. And I just assumed that everyone always began teaching with the summative assessment already created, and therefore we backward taught knowing this is what they need to know. And I learned through my principal days and through many days now coaching a lot of teachers that they make the summative test after they've taught the chapter of the lesson, the novel, the whatever. And that's backwards. That's completely backwards. If you never knew what you needed them to know, how can you teach them what they have to do? You can't. I want you to think about it in a different analogy. I want you to imagine that you decided you were going to take a vacation and you want to go to Florida. You already know the kind of vacation you're going to have. It's definitely not a mountain trip, and it's definitely not one that's good. You're going to need your parka and your boots. You already knew in your mind, we're going to a beach. I'm going to need beach toys, and I'm going to need sandals, and I'm going to need all of those things that work with that. I'm going to need shorts. I'm going to need flip-flops. You pack, you prepare appropriately so you can have a successful vacation. If you showed up in your parka and your boots, I don't think you're going to have a good time. Likewise, if we don't plan our summative assessments first, how can we ever appropriately utilize the formative and our teaching to ultimately get to our end goal? And I'm not even going to take on the conversation here of that you're saying that I need to teach to the test. If you're watching this video and you have to, and your state requires a state assessment, then let me pop your bubble. Yes! Yes! You are. You are. And therefore, if that's what we need to do, then why aren't we driving that in our own classrooms? So my invitation to you is always prepare your summative first. Then use your formatives and classroom instructions that you use every day to work toward that end goal, just like a great vacation. Don't forget to like and share and follow this video and others that we'll have regarding other great tips that you could utilize in your classroom. Have a fantastic day, everybody, and thank you for what you do.